Hello guys, I'm back with another video for you today, and a new take on Northern Realms that I've seen people playing on ladder. I'm not sure exactly who came up with it first. It is quite a similar concept to the Draug Uprising decks, that have been very popular this meta. But with a twist, instead of having Draug and humans to synergize, with that Draug, you instead have a lot of swarming cards. You're thinking, Germain, which did get buffed recently, and of course still Caravan Vanguards, Adalia reinforcements, to get a lot of units on the board for Bone Talisman and Triss Telekinesis. So really kind of going and leaning into the buffing of your units, making your Scytheman, which you do play two of, and Visigoth a lot better. Of course Voimir is very strong still as well in this deck, and can be used on Germain's cows, which is quite a cool interaction. Pretty strong deck, has a very strong long round. Northern Realm is very good at doing those, and of course this deck is no exception. With all those buffs, with those Scythemen, you get a huge amount of points. You're often going to be defending the bleed with this deck, because with Northern Realms it's typically quite hard to push round one, and when you're playing a combo kind of deck, which this deck kind of functions as, it's a lot harder to push that round one, without committing parts of the puzzle which you maybe don't want to play. But yeah, very cool and strong deck. Let's jump into a game or two and see how this one plays. Okay, we're going to be up against Second Wind. Going to be a tricky one, I'm sure. We'll see how it goes. Alright, for round one, let's maybe mulligan at least one of the Scythemen. Maybe both. The other cards here aren't too bad. I'll get rid of Royal Guard because it kind of plays into stuff a little bit. Get rid of a Scytheman. I don't think we need them just yet. Hold on to them for later. And we'll see what we can do here. Might be a little bit annoying dealing with engines and such from Skellige, but let's see how it goes. Let's open with Caraballistas. This is something that he probably can't deal with too easily. And I want to be able to threaten the long ships and stuff with potentially fallible. We'll see. I think I can probably hold on to this Caraballista damage and just play a Mauler now. And then go for the fallible next turn, probably, to deal with stuff. If he kills the Caraballista, I still have that 2 damage available, so Mauler is fine now. It's good that I played them in this order, because now a 4 damage thing can't kill the Cara, whereas otherwise it could. Okay, and I think we're going to just take this fallible. We really need to push round one and put pressure on the opponent. Can also hold on to this Caraballista damage and maybe kill the longship. Might be wrong to keep it, because he can maybe kill it, damage it, and stunning blow or something, but we'll see. Looks like it's actually going to be greatswords, so we might need to use the Triss in this case to deal with that. Otherwise it can be a bit of a problem. Could also let it exist, but yeah, I think Triss here is just fine. Unless we don't find the correct option, that's a bit of a shame. I guess in that case we'll just go for that. Maybe I shouldn't have shot with the Caraballista, honestly. Alright, let's flip the Djinn now. That might not have been optimal there, but we'll see. I don't think we're in too big of trouble just yet. We'll go with the Enchantress now to get rid of that bleeding, and then maybe another Enchantress, maybe then we'll pass, maybe not. We'll see. We do manage to get the pass from him. I'm a bit sad that it cost me the Triss and I didn't really get much out of it, but in the end it doesn't matter too much. That's a big play gone from me, but I do have answers to the greatsword still. We'll see where to go from here. Probably get rid of Royal Guard. And this Enchantress. We can maybe copy with a Dahlia, the Scytheman. We'll see if that works out. Maybe not. Looks like we have all our golds at our disposal, so maybe Royal Decree will be taking Ansays to deal with the Greatsword here. I do want to push into this round, and I'm thinking maybe the best way to do that right at the moment is the Germain. I can then Voimir it and kind of go crazy. The one play that kind of counters this a bit is, of course, Delirium. And we'll go for that. Either he has it or he doesn't, and that can shape the future plays that we make in this round. We do want to push here, I think, because otherwise stuff like Wild Boar can be pretty deadly. Looks like we're going to get the Wild Boar here, though. So that's a pretty great trade for us. And it does mean we can probably push in a bit more. It's a bit difficult now because I don't have, don't have a lot of my tools. I'm kind of tempted to just go into the long round and see who wins, but I have a feeling that won't be too good for me. I'd like to see at least some more greatswords here so that we don't have to deal with a ton of them in round 3. There's also the problem of Defender. I don't have a Pella in the deck at the moment, so that could be a big issue. And we don't have Voimir targets. That's pretty annoying that he did answer with Wild Boar in this case. If I was able to play that Voimir, we'd be in really some nice aggressive pushing territory. But Voimir and Caravans later are still quite good, so we'll see how it goes. So what the opponent does here. Don't really have too many playable cards. I might commit an Ansays, we'll see. Ansays with Royal Guard on the board is of course nice. Okay, they're going to go with Crow Mother now. Interesting. Wonder why that took them so long to think about. Maybe that's indicative of something suspicious going on here. It's kind of the obvious play to make. I'm not sure why they roped so long. Maybe they figured there's some other play they could have done. I think I'm just going to go with the Adalia here. While it's not very great, I think I do need to push into this round. And it gets me boosted bodies. It's not too shabby. I'm 6 points up, so if he does want to commit a greatsword or a boat or anything like that, we will get a pass. Okay, there's going to be a Freya onto a longship, or a warship. Longship. That's honestly not that scary. I think I'm going to push on a little bit more. Let's just go with the Scytheman and test the waters a bit more. The long round Wild Boar is gone, so there's a possibility that just bleeding all the way here will be kind of backbreaking for the opponent. My Visigoth's also kind of enabled now. It's going to be a Rain. I think I might, honestly, yeah, I think I'm going to take the Voimir here. Put him on the back row because that armor can maybe tank the Rain a bit. Or rather, never mind, I shouldn't have done that probably. I forgot that the warship would ping him. So presumably now we're going to see the Greatsword, and then I can probably answer it with maybe Visigoth. So while it's not the optimal hand for the push here in round 2, and he did deal with my Germain value, maybe in a good enough shape to push in with the leader a little bit at Visigoth and get some value there. We're going to get a Morkvarg here. The way the opponent's playing here is, a bit... makes you kind of think that they might have certain cards. I think I'm going to go in a little bit, maybe not all the way with my entire leader. I really would like to maybe deal with the warship with Visigoth. At this point their leader is very bad, so I'm thinking like maybe I can just manage to 2-0 them. I think I'm gonna do something here. What am I gonna do? I don't know exactly yet. I'm a bit sad. I shouldn't have put this Voimir on back. That was a mistake. I could have just leaded him and then, maybe gone crazy with my good cards. Okay, let's just do this then. Alright. A little bit ropey at the end. My Baron's also not going to be enabled, you know, the bleeding's not going to be enabled on him. So that's a little bit sad. But I think we're in pretty good shape here because he doesn't really, you know, doesn't really have too much going on here. I could Baron this, but I'm tempted to play Baron on back row. It's a bit risky because the rain plus decoction could kill it. Maybe just passing is the way forward here. It's quite awkward for me. I could also just play Baron and not click him, but you know, that doesn't seem like the way. Ah, maybe it is. Maybe it is. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. Because if he uses decoction on the Baron here, it means he can't use decoction on the back. And that's probably good for me. And then there will be no strength on the back row, so this greatsword... I guess he can play leader plus decoction, that would be kind of painful. Looks like he probably just doesn't have it, to be honest. I mean, he was telegraphing that his hand was very weak here, right? So... that means we can answer the greatsword, which is really good. And the rain has kind of stopped ticking at this point, so if he revives one, then yeah, the bleeding's a little bit annoying, but it's not worth too much. I'm just going to go all the way in here. Reset that greatsword, get the Ansays down. He doesn't have a wild boar of the sea available, so there's not really that big long round value coming in here. Of course he can revive his greatsword with leader. And he might have enough points, but our top decks should in theory be better. That being said, I did use most of my stuff, so we're kind of relying on the Caravan Vanguards at this point. I think that's kind of the best we can hope for. We might just be getting the 2-0 here, honestly, even though we're only up, you know, 16 or so points. Let's see how it goes. I think he probably has some awkward card that he can't really play this round, which is why he started committing things like Morkvarg so early in this round before, you know, like maybe has a dagger on hand, for example. Can't quite get the value at this stage, I'm not sure. Because the Morkvarg was very early. Might also be scenario, I suppose, without druids to activate it. Okay, gonna be an Ulderic. Decent value, but not quite enough to get him there, and then I suppose it's scenario last card or something like that. Okay, Gremist. So the bleed was, you know, pretty successful, I would say. We didn't quite get the win there, but kind of to be expected. If he had a slightly weaker hand, maybe we could have. We'll see if we now have what it takes to win the top decks. He does have that Chroma, the carryover, which is pretty scary. Maybe the uninteractivity here with Boiling Oil is good, although I can go for the reinforcements, and that would be another kind of great card. Bone Talisman's not really good enough at this stage. A Ballista might end up being one more point here than the Boiling Oil. Maybe not. The uninteractivity might have been useful. We'll see. He also might not have an alchemy here that he can really use. Or if he does, it might not be too much value. I guess the best they can have is decoction or delirium, really. Freya, I suppose, isn't too bad if they have another one of those. I think they used a couple already. I guess only one. Alright. So I'm going to play into the back row here. Just to play around decoction. We will actually beat decoction now if that's their last card. And it is. So funnily enough, they could have played it on the Ballista and probably won here, I think. Yeah, they would have won. So we managed to get a cheeky win there. Our hand was, you know, not really better than theirs, but would have also been winning if we kept the Boiling Oil, or would we? Yeah, we probably would have been winning if we kept Boiling Oil, so the uninteractivity would have been very useful, but oh well. A win is a win, and we take it. Bit of a scary matchup though, but managed to get there. Let's jump into another game and see if we can win again. And now looks like it'll be a mirror match. See if they're playing this kind of boost version or something more regular, maybe like Draug. Though I haven't been playing too much ladder the past few days. It honestly might be the case that this deck is now more popular than the Draug version. We'll see. Let's get rid of Scytheman, don't want it for now. And maybe we could think about getting rid of Talisman. I think I'll get rid of a Roll Guard though. Caraballista's a fine draw. So another playable card around 1. I was a bit scared I'd draw into something that I don't really want to play. Could be a bit awkward.
Not without good reason. They call him the Stern.
Alright, I guess we can just mirror the opponent. Maybe go Caraballista first though. It could get Boiling Oiled, I guess. Which would be annoying. Okay, Caravan coming down. Caravan is indeed coming down. That's a very big Roll Guard. Alright, let's go with my own, and then we can maybe threaten an Ansays onto that, potentially, if he doesn't respect my points. Could be really nice for me. Oh, okay, we've got a Mauler. He's going to use the Roll Guard. So I'm tempted to just throw down Ansays and go in a little bit here, but I'm not sure it's correct. It definitely feels quite good. We're basically killing an 8, which honestly is probably, I mean, not going to get too much better with Ansays. I'm going to do it, I think. It's just going to mean we're like putting a lot of pressure on here and possibly winning the round on even. Especially when we can use Falibor maybe as follow-up. And okay, he's actually out of Caravan Vanguards. That's kind of a huge deal. He just played both of them already. And that means that Dahlia can't find one, reinforcements won't work, so I'm kind of content to just play Enchantress. Now, while it might seem like not a great trade, the Ansays for the Vanguards, I think it's pretty good. And I think it means I win a long round, even if it's sort of a Draug deck kind of thing. I'm actually in good shape. Now that Vanguard's out. That might be a misplay from them, you know, committing both of those, but I guess he feels very pressured and that's the only real way to take it. Probably take the round with reinforcements. The reason I don't just go Falibor or something is because I'm worried that he does have the follow-up here, the reinforcement play maybe. At which point we need to, you know, reconsider a little bit. And I might be happy to take the pass here if he commits a big card as well, like his own Falibor or Ansays or something. We'll see. We might even push round 2, since he doesn't have Vanguards if I draw decently. Can think about doing that. My hand is already looking pretty sharp, so... Wow, okay, we're going to get the Draug round 1 here as well. Well, I think that's pretty much game over, guys. Not sure what these plays were, to be honest, but... we can happily take the pass now. Our hand is very good, and... that makes me feel very safe now. It is a Draug deck. We know what we're up against, really, and... all the Caravan guys are out and the Draug is out, which is really the long round threat that we face. Could maybe rival us on points, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't seen it. Let's get rid of Enchantress and Ballista. Vanguard's good to see. We're happy to see that card. Gonna be able to copy them a lot with the reinforcements, the Adalia, and go crazy with talismans. Honestly, it might be worth getting rid of Boiling Oil in this deck, because it makes your Triss sometimes a bit awkward if your opponent is running a lot of things. Could just play Caraballista here. Don't want to overcommit into this. Alright, well now he's given us the option to take a card from him, so we will play Adalia. And then probably reinforcements. And just put a bunch of humans on the board, put a bunch of dudes down. Remember, you can overstack your front row with the Germain, so be a little bit careful of that. I usually want to play in ranged anyway with caravans. But be careful of breaking your Triss on ranged. That can happen, and of course you've got formation units as well. Okay, so he has a backup Adalia target. That explains why he went for that in round 1. Went for the Vanguards, I should say. Just reinforce. We can kind of trade even-ish with these royal guards for a few turns, and then once they start getting a bit scary, we can just play talisman. Pretty chill situation. That's another caravan. Then probably talisman, since it's the weakest card in our hand. We could play Germain first, but then we're kind of running out of swarm tools. Talisman's not that great, so we'll probably just play it. Play it here, enable Visagard. Oh, it actually gets ahead. I didn't even calculate. Oops. Kind of just assumed it would. Okay, there's Voimir. We could honestly think about playing Falibor, but I think the Visagard here is also pretty good. So I'm going to take it. That being said, there's a lot of armor here, isn't there? Which I can't really get through too easily. I'll just damage. Not too much. I think I'll chill now. If he wants to play an Ansays or something, he's welcome to. It won't change much in this round. And I'm still going to have quite a bit left for round 3. Just the Germain, the Triss, or even the uprising boosts on the Germain allow us to get really big Scytheman value in the shorter round. So we still have the finisher potential. And Falibor here is obviously really good. I could have damaged the Adalia as well, but I figure I could probably do that next turn anyway. Key against NR is just to damage some of their guys so that their leader can't, you know, give them green strength, and then it can be really awkward for them to get value from some of their cards, right? Oh wow, he's going to go Baron back. That's interesting. I'll just shoot him. And the question is, which of these is more valuable? Honestly, I think I'll take the Falibor. Yeah, sure. It might be difficult to set it up next round. We might have to commit one of these cards anyway. I think the Germain is just good in round 3, but we should be winning, like, whatever happens here because we have an extra card. All things being equal. Obviously you could have quite a strong round 3 hand, but you know, so, you know, we can as well. Just Scytheman plus Germain is like decent value. He shouldn't really have a Germain answer, I don't imagine, in his deck. Last card going to be Falibor from him, okay. That's a pretty big commitment. So I'll play my Triss now to make the difference, I think. See if he goes in with leader. I don't think that can ever be correct, but maybe he feels desperate. I guess he's doing it. Hoping that my last 2 cards are kind of bad. Which I can't say they are. I suppose we'll just go with Triss. Go with Triss and some leader charges maybe. Like, that's the question, is leader or Germain better really? And that's kind of a tricky one. I think leader's probably a bit more valuable than Germain. Could have done it obviously the other way around too. You know, if I was sure that I wanted to take it with Germain, but kind of knew it wasn't gonna matter too much. So kind of don't have too many good cards now. I don't have card advantage as in last say, but I do have other things going for me. Namely, leader over the opponent. And we can go Caravan Vanguard, Enchantress, and then of course Baron, activate him with leader. Pretty fine hand. Scytheman also would have been okay, not great, but okay. Just a 4p bronze. I mean, that's what we're going to be playing at this stage when both of us have played most of our good stuff. Should be a win every time though. I guess you can have Ansays still, but you know, the leader value is just going to be too much, I think. And the bleed really didn't do anything against me. Obviously I had a stronger long round, so going in there didn't do very much. Use the last few charges. It's going to need quite a lot of points. And, you know, I think this deck in general should be quite favoured against Draug because you can control their board. Once you have established your board as well, you know, get your Visigoth online, start killing off humans left, right. And you're a little bit harder to bleed than Draug, so if they try to bleed you in that matchup, it's not really going to go too well for them, I don't imagine. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. It's a pretty cool deck. Definitely another option for Northern Realms if you're looking for things to try out. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll catch you soon. Have a good one. Bye.